Shihab, Qutbi and Banda weren't your average bears. Sure, they lived in a world where bears and humans coexisted. But these three brothers were something special. Shihab was a ball of energy, always itching for an adventure. He loved exploring the woods behind their house, much to his mother's chagrin. She'd always tell him, "Shihab, one of these days you're going to find trouble." He just grinned and replied, "That's half the fun, Mom." Then there was Qutbi. He was the opposite of Shihab, quiet, observant and a little mysterious. He had a knack for knowing things before they happened. Qutbi preferred reading books in the shade of a large oak tree to running around in the woods. He often warned Shihab, "Think before you act, not everything is a game." And finally, there was Banda. He was the youngest and boy was he emotional. He felt everything deeply. If someone was happy, Banda was overjoyed. If someone was sad, Banda cried right along with them. He was also a whiz with technology. Give him a pile of scrap metal, and he could build anything. These three brothers, different as they were, shared an unbreakable bond. They were the best of friends, always there for each other. Little did they know their friendship would soon be tested in ways they could never imagine. One hot summer day, Shihab, true to his nature, dragged his brothers out on an adventure. "I've found something amazing," he exclaimed, his voice full of excitement. "You guys have got to see this." He led them to a clearing deep in the woods. There, nestled among the trees, was a shimmering portal. It pulsed with an otherworldly energy, its surface rippling like water. Qutbi, ever the cautious one, frowned. "What is that, Shihab? It doesn't look safe." He took a step back, his instinct screaming danger. Banda, however, was mesmerized. He inched closer, drawn to the portal's strange allure. "Whoa!" he breathed, his eyes wide with wonder. "It's like a window to another world." Shihab, unable to contain his curiosity any longer, took a step towards the portal. "Come on, let's check it out." He reached out, his paw disappearing into the shimmering surface. "It's cold!" he exclaimed, his voice muffled. Qutbi grabbed Shihab's arm. "Wait, you don't know what's on the other side?" He pulled his brother back. But it was too late. The portal pulsed once, a powerful force pulling the three brothers through its shimmering surface. They vanished into the unknown, leaving behind nothing but the rustling leaves and the chirping of birds. The world spun around them, a dizzying kaleidoscope of colours and sounds. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the spinning stopped. The brothers crashed onto soft grass, groaning in unison. Shihab was the first to his feet, shaking his head to clear the dizziness. "Whoa," he muttered, looking around in amazement. "Where are we?" They stood in a bustling city, unlike anything they'd ever seen before. Towering buildings scraped the sky, their walls adorned with intricate carvings. But it wasn't the architecture that amazed them. It was the inhabitants. Bears, bears everywhere. And not just any bears. These bears walked upright, dressed in fine clothes, talking on strange devices that glowed in their paws. They strolled down cobblestone streets lined with shops selling honey-glazed pastries and fish-flavoured ice cream. "It's like a bear paradise," Banda exclaimed, his eyes wide with awe. He darted towards a street vendor selling what looked like a giant honeycomb lollipop. Qutbi, however, remained cautious. He surveyed their surroundings, his brow furrowed. "Something doesn't feel right," he murmured. "This place, it's too perfect." His words were lost on Shihab, who was already trying to barter for a taste of the honeycomb. "This is awesome," he shouted. "I think we're going to like it here." The brothers' arrival didn't go unnoticed. As they wandered through the city, they drew curious stares from the bear citizens. Before long, a group of guards dressed in shining armour approached them. "Greetings, travellers," one of the guards boomed, his voice deep and resonant. "We welcome you to Ursalia, the Bear Kingdom. I am Captain Ursa, and the king requests your presence." The brothers exchanged nervous glances. "The king? Why would the king want to see them?" Despite their apprehension, they followed the guards through the bustling streets. They arrived at a grand palace, its golden gates adorned with intricate carvings of bears. Inside, the palace was even more impressive. Crystal chandeliers hung from the vaulted ceilings, casting shimmering light on the plush red carpets. The guards led them through a maze of corridors, finally stopping before a pair of massive wooden doors. "Enter," Captain Ursa commanded, his voice echoing through the hallway. The doors swung open, revealing a throne room fit for a king, and sitting on that throne, wearing a crown of gold and jewels, was the largest, most majestic bear they had ever seen. He had piercing blue eyes that seemed to see right through them. "Welcome, travelers," the Bear King rumbled, his voice deep and powerful. "I trust your journey to Osalia was pleasant." The brothers bowed low, unsure how to respond. They were just three ordinary bears from another world. What could the king possibly want with them? The Bear King, much to their surprise, treated them like royalty. They were given luxurious chambers, feasted on delicious meals and showered with gifts. Life in Osalia, at least on the surface, seemed like a dream come true. However, as the days turned into weeks, Qutbi's initial unease grew stronger. He noticed the whispers, the furtive glances exchanged when the guards thought no one was looking. He saw the fear in the eyes of some of the citizens, a fear that contrasted sharply with the opulent surroundings. One evening, while Shihab was busy trying on his new crown, a gift from the Bear King, much to Qutbi's disapproval, Qutbi slipped away from the palace. He wandered through the city, his senses on high alert. He soon stumbled upon a group of bears huddled in a dark alleyway, their voices hushed but urgent. "We can't take it anymore," one bear hissed, his voice trembling with anger. "The king grows more tyrannical by the day. He hoards all the wealth while we starve," another growled. "Our families are forced to work in the mines, risking their lives for a pittance." Qutbi listened, his heart sinking. So his suspicions were true. There was a darkness lurking beneath Osalia's glittering facade, a darkness that threatened to consume them all.